Hi everyone, my name is Ivy Carol. I'm here today to talk to you on how to manage your store card and how to be in control over your store card. I thought I was managing my store card until I realized that I was making a lot of mistakes. What really happened was that I was on maternity leave and the income that was coming was low and I still had to pay my store card, so I had to do the math and I had to do some thinking. And like I always want to be in control of my finances, I had to list the necessities I used my store card to buy, and I had to list the stuff I used my store card to buy. And I realized that the necessity were less and the stuff were more. The necessities were things that I couldn't do without, and the stuff were things that I could have ignored. But I spent my money on the stuff, and that really incurred a lot of debts that I had to pay. Even though it's under control, I still made this video to share with anyone that wants to use their store card, or anyone that has a store card that is thinking of using it, the things they need to avoid and the things they don't need to do, because you really don't know what you're doing until it clicks you. And that was what happened to me. I thought I was managing my store card all right because I was working and I was paying my store card. But when I came on maternity, I realized that I had to struggle to pay it. And that was when I started listing things that I used my store card to buy that I shouldn't have bought them at the first place. And those things were lots. And I don't know. All I have to say is that to have a store card is not a bad thing, like I said earlier on, but it's how you use it and it's how you go around it. So I'd like to share my idea with anyone that is watching this video right now. First and foremost, you have to know the two types of payment plan that the store card has. The first one is the normal plan, and the second one is buy now pay later plan. The normal plan is when the store tells you, my friend, buy as much as things you want, go home, relax. Every month we'll send you a letter reminding you of a minimum payment, when to pay it, and we'll add a little interest to it. It's really simple with the normal plan. The more payment you make to the store, the less interest you incur. So it's really simple. Then when it comes to the buy now pay later, is when the store says, okay, if you shop with us as a loyal customer, if you shop with us and you exceed £50, we'll give you 3 months to make payments. During this period, if you make payments within this 3 months, we'll not charge you anything. You can go scot-free. But if you are not able to make that payment, we are going to charge you interest. You have to be very careful because the interest on the buy now pay later is more than the interest you're going to pay if you were doing the normal plan. So beware of these two types of payments. Things that you have to avoid when it comes to store card is avoid transferring your store card or your store account into credit card. Avoid it entirely. Avoid it. Don't allow them to convince you. The store wants to make money off you. The store is a business. They want to consume their customers. They want to consume their customers. So they try to find ways and means to, take money off you. So they will just tell you that, oh, why don't you transfer your store account, or why don't you transfer your store card into credit card? By so doing, you are not only limited to us, you can shop worldwide, or you can shop all over the world. The thing is that you have to be careful with this because one, is leading you into temptation. The moment you transfer your store card into credit card, it means that you are not only limited to them, you can shop anywhere. And secondly, the interest is huge. The interest is a killer. So please try as much as possible if you can avoid transferring your store card into credit card. Also, another thing you need to know is that the moment you transfer your store card into credit card, you will not have any buy now pay later plan, or you not have the normal plan. So please avoid the store card. Avoid turning the store card into credit card. Please avoid as much as possible. Also, don't have so many store cards. Don't have so many store cards. Managing it can be really difficult. I have 3 store cards and 2 is in use. What I do is that I have Very accounts and I have Argos store card. Anytime I want to buy something, I do comparison. I do go compare. I go and I compare in Very and I compare in Argos. So whichever way is cheaper, I go for the Argos or the Very. More often I go for Argos because Argos tends to be more cheaper. That's why I have three cards. Actually, I have 3 store cards, but it's 2 that is in use because I can manage those 2. If it's more than 5, it's confusing. If it's more than 4 is even confusing. 3, it's manageable. But try as much as possible. If you can do better than me, limit it to 2. If you can do better than me, I'm using 3. So if you can do better than me and you can put your store card into check, please minimum it into 2. Then another thing I would like to talk about is avoid discounts or vouchers. Avoid discounts or vouchers. Every time they'll send you a letter saying that, oh, there's fantastic offers online. When you shop more than £100, we'll give you £20 off. When you shop more than £200, we'll give you £50 off. Please avoid it. That is temptation. Let them not lead you into temptation. Please avoid it, because you think that £20 they are giving you is much, but just think about how much you're going to spend and the things that you're going to waste the money on. Some of the things you might not need. Something like, because they said if you shop more than £100, they'll give you £20 off. That means you pay £80. Because of that, you just go and spend almost about £50 on unnecessary things. Please try to avoid vouchers and discounts. Please try as much as possible to avoid vouchers and discounts. Something that I normally do, which is not, everybody is different, but I don't look at magazines. When the store sends me magazine showing me the things that they have in store, I try as much as possible to avoid those things. I try as much as possible to avoid the store magazines, because they are temptations. They can tempt you into buying them because you see more beautiful things, you see more things that are in vogue, and you rush to go and buy it without even knowing. So please, if you think you can put yourself in check, fine, but other than that, please avoid magazines. The store magazines they keep sending you is temptation. It's part of their tricks to get into their shop. Also, before I use my store card, I always ask questions. What do I need to buy? What I want to buy, is it a necessity or is just a stuff? I told you what I classify as necessity. Necessity is something that I cannot do without, and stuff is something that I don't even need. So please, anytime you want to buy something, ask questions. For example, I'll give you an example. You've gone to a friend's place, you've seen a hand mixer. No, not a hand mixer. You've seen a cake mixer with them. And because I'm using cake mixer because cake mixer is expensive. So you've gone to a friend and you've seen a cake mixer and you ask her, oh, how much did you buy it? She said, oh, I bought it for £80. Actually, it was on sales. It's supposed to be 120, but I bought it for £80. I'm doing buy now, pay later, or I'm using my store card. And you get home, you ask yourself question, do I really need this cake mixer? do I bake more often? How many times do I bake in a week? Sometimes you don't even bake more often. You don't go to the kitchen to bake cake. So why do you need it? Do you want to buy it to just display it on your counter? Or do you just want to waste money? Ask yourself these questions. That will help you to avoid using store card on unnecessary things, or avoid using store card on stuff. Please avoid the stuff. That stuff ends up costing you more than anything. So please avoid the stuff. Then another thing that I want you to know about how to manage your store card is always make payments on time. Always make payments on time. Never miss your payment dates. Never assume. If you're not sure about your payment dates, give them a call. Ask them when your next payment date is, and always make payments on time. Always make payments on time. Also, never default payments. Never default payment, because if you don't make payments on time and you default your payments, you're going to be charged £12 in UK. So that £12 is going to also it's going to add to your bill, and it's going to go up. Assuming you don't incur that £12, you can use that £12 you're going to pay to them to buy something for yourself, to give yourself a treat. So always avoid default fee or default payments. Also, one thing that you have to make sure is that make more payments than necessary. You understand? Give more than you take. Give more than you take. Or you give more than you are asked to pay. Maybe they ask you to make a minimum payment of £10. Try as much as possible to pay about £20 or £30. I'm not saying it's a necessity, but there may be times that it is hard for you, and there may be times that it's normal. So try as much as possible to pay when you have the money. For instance, you have £15 to spare that month. Pay that £15 because it's your debt. So pay that £15. £15, pay it. If you have £30 to spare that month, pay that £30 because next month you may not know if you have £30 to spare. So try as much as possible to make payment, regular payment. Try as much as possible not to assume the payment date. Try as much as possible never to default payments. This is what I would like to share with you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this video can be of help to you. Have a lovely time. Till we meet or till we talk again. See you. Bye.